Hello, everyone. This is Duena Bumstrom from People Not Tech, and I am reporting today live from DAS, meaning I am meant to be wrapping up the conference day just now. And what a conference day it has been. I have been warning you all to go see it, to go listen to these things. And for those of you who have, then you know what I'm saying and what I'm on about. And for those of you who haven't, you really should go at least next time. So far this year, I'm not even going to go into the actual sessions one by one, but suffice it to say that the energy is there, maybe not quite as much as it is in the American type of gathering that we've had last. But the conversations are vibrant, the mediums that we're trying are new. I will say I reserve judgment on something called Gather. Not quite sure it's for me just yet. Feels a little bit too close to home despite it being in a virtual environment. But I will say that the topics are still around the same thing, which is, and the message seems to be so far very clearly the same one, which is if you want to have transformation that moves fast enough, you have got to have focused on your humans first, despite the fact that the stories of success are centered around the actual transformation and what has happened in the organization so that transformation could be put in place. Kind of the effects of COVID are very clear. The speed with which some of these things have come into being is absolutely astounding. You'll have to see some of these talks so that you know what I'm on about. But if you do, keep an eye out for the HMRC one, which was definitely my favorite of the day, and a couple of really good ones from TUI and other speakers, which were filled with examples of how incredibly fast you can go where there's a will and there's an agile way. So yeah, at DADS today, tomorrow, and the day after, filled with energy. Still talking about the book. My talk, and Fion's talk is about impression management again, because essentially DADS is a little bit of a repeat of the last DADS in terms of the bigger topics. But I will mention the discount for the book in the actual talk. There's a discount for DADS as you guys listening to this and reading this have a discount for the newsletter. This is the last week that I talk about the book continuously, but I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page and we're all understanding why the book was written and what it's attempting to do. Right, I hope you've had an amazing week. Things are opening up, at least here in the UK, where we're thinking we're on the up. There are some negative pieces of news coming from the world of work and some fearful topics in terms of the vaccine. But if we put all that aside and we start hoping that we are indeed on our way to a complete opening, then we should all be very optimistic about the rest of the summer and the rest of the year and the rest of the decade ahead. Awesome stuff. We have loads to build, loads to innovate, lots to create together. As long as we see teams, we make them tight, we make sure they have enough psychological safety, and we keep a keen eye on that creeping human debt, of which there seems to be quite a little bit. By the way, as a parenthesis, next week I might be talking to you guys and asking for your advice about the topic. I'm thinking of putting together something called a human debt audit / score, which is a little bit like the good housekeeping guide, but in terms of kind of looking at how much human debt an organization has amassed. Unfortunately, over the last couple of months, I've seen signs that some organizations are getting more of it instead of less of it. And also, kind of the way that the execution of the hybrid / remote work is going to happen and the return to agile, all of that is going to factor into how much debt each organization is left with. So it would be nice to put together some type of an audit that we can all agree means that we have good, strong teams in organizations or not. Right, so outside of that, things are looking up. Let's keep that human debt low. Let's keep that organizational appetite for psychological safety high, and those conversations at DADS filled with passion and an understanding of doing agile from the heart. Have a lovely week. Talk to you next week. Bye.